Today, sports on the University of Smooth. We're talking about mimetic desire. We're coming at you, first segment right out of the gates, just like a sports talk radio host. We're going to dive deep into a sports topic to teach you mimetic desire. Yes, we're going to set aside sex and violence for at least 25 seconds in order to delve deep into a sporting topic for all of you who like gym class here at the University of Smooth. Mimetic desire. You know what desire is. You want something, you pursue it, you want to be something, you want to have someone, you want to possess something. That is desire. Mimetic desire is the imitative quality of desire. The proposition behind mimetic desire says that we imitate others when it comes to what we want. Michael Jordan. You've probably heard of him. We're not here to have a debate about what makes Michael Jordan statistically great, physically great, why he is better at basketball than somebody like Ali is at boxing or Brady is at football or Gretzky is at hockey or anything like that. If you have your guy and you think he's better than Jordan, we're not here to have that argument. The one thing Jordan has over everyone, every basketball player, every individual performer, even Tiger Woods, Muhammad Ali, he is the most imitated athlete of all time. That's where we get into this notion of mimetic desire. Jordan is a perfect example to illustrate this topic before we get into the weightier topics of relationships, jealousy, envy, women. Jordan came along at a unique time. He was great. His playing career is a testament to that. Anybody who's watched him, highlights of him on YouTube, sees that he is obviously a fantastic athlete. He came along at a time in which he took advantage of certain other cultural forces that launched him into the stratosphere. What does it mean to be imitated in this sense of imitative desire, mimetic desire? Jordan is an example of something that is often called external mediation, where the model, in this case, Jordan, is so high above the rest of us that his star is so distant that those of us who orbit around it never come into contact with it. He had rivals on the basketball court like Karl Malone or Charles Barkley, but we are not his rivals. So he is an external model of greatness. There is a triangle involved in mimetic desire. The triangle involves a subject, you or me, the fan, the one who desires, the model, the one we imitate, the object, the thing that we want. Michael Jordan, stratospheric model of the highest order, apex model. What is the object? It's greatness. You can measure it athletically, culturally, in terms of style. In fact, one of the things that's so unique about Jordan is that he was a model for more than just basketball results, grace on the court, style off the court and on the court, charismatic performance. He had a total package at a time that was perfect for it. Why do we imitate him? How do we imitate him? Come on, Jordans. Everybody who bought a pair of Jordans did so because they wanted to be like Mike. That is the nature of imitating. There's a unique flavor to this that we like to kind of set aside, sweep under the rug. We don't like to say we want to imitate him, but it's okay to say we want to be like him. As this apex model, what he did that was so unique is that he took this object, greatness, which had always existed. And when he attained it, he redefined it. Greatness before Michael Jordan, it was great. It was something that every athlete aspired to. After Michael Jordan, every athlete lusted after it in a way that was defined by how Jordan attained to it. Further, everybody who was not an athlete, but just a casual guy who played hoops on the playground or just followed sports, looked at that greatness and said, that is a champion. That is a legend. That is the GOAT. You name it. That's what I want out of my hero athlete. His imprimatur upon the world of sports has been so profound that any leader, any all-star, any legend, any top dog on any given team who has high expectations, if those expectations get high enough, eventually, like Tom Brady or like Wayne Gretzky or Roger Federer, they get compared to Jordan. He is the gold standard across sports. He redefined greatness so profoundly by making it more desirable by making more people want to imitate what he did. That is the nature of mimetic desire. 3 examples of how this imitation plays out. First, just turn on your TV, look through your closet. It will not take you long to find a pair of shorts, socks, a shirt, a pair of gloves, anything, a hat that has his logo on it. If you bought some Nike shit, chances are you've got a Jordan logo somewhere in your house. Or if you watch TV long enough, any sports channel, you will see somebody else, a pro athlete, wearing something that has his logo on it. You will not see a bunch of other pro athletes or a college team with a TB12 logo on the side of it, even if Brady is a legend in football. The last 2 examples I'll give come from the world of advertising. He was money in the bank as an ad pitchman. First, his landmark Nike commercial that put the entire concept of Jordan on the map. What was that commercial? It was Spike Lee playing the character of Mars Blackman, a character from one of his movies that he reprised for this ad campaign where he played the ultimate Jordan fan. He acted as a stand-in for every kid all over the world and saying, "What is it, Mike? What makes you so great? It's got to be the shoes, right?" There you go. Subject, Mars Blackman. Model, Michael Jordan. Object, greatness, or apex style, apex performance, apex charisma, all of it. This desire triangle. Mars Blackman had a model. It was Jordan. He wanted to be great like Jordan. He wanted to imitate Jordan. On top of that, this is where these desire triangles start to get tricky. Mars Blackman became our model. He instructed us how to properly imitate Mike. Mars became the model for us, the subject, and the object was the same status that we could get by being affiliated with Jordan. So a double imitation to get around to this thing, this ineffable standard that we hold so high, this affiliation with Michael Jordan that we want a part of. We want to imitate, we want a piece of, we want to be like Mike. And that's the third and final example. The Gatorade commercial at the apex of his career, a bunch of kids singing like Mike, if I could be like Mike, while there's images of him shooting hoops with weekend warriors and the like. This last one reveals something else about mimetic desire that is a bitter pill for us to swallow. When you imitate other people in your regular real life relationships or in who you aspire to be, you are always admitting that you are inferior to them. That is a tough thing for any of us to admit. So think about that ab meeting where somebody came up with the "Be Like Mike" slogan. If somebody went into that room full of creatives and said, "Hey, here's the slogan I've got. Imitate Mike, drink Gatorade," that dude would be fired. You do not say it that openly. It's okay for kids to imitate because kids have to find models, just like they learn language through imitating other people. They have to imitate and try on identities to figure out who they are. Your average Gatorade drinker who's probably an adult or a college kid or a teenager who has no professional basketball aspirations, he may want to be like Mike. He may want to imitate Mike. We are not here to remind him that that's what he's doing. So he will be like Mike. He will not imitate Mike. We do not remind people of their inferiority. You are here at the University of Smooth to learn how to be more attractive, to learn how to navigate relationships and navigate life better. It will help you to understand the nature of inferiority and to acknowledge when in relation to somebody like Michael Jordan or some other example that we'll use in the future, you may be inferior. So this is how mimetic desire works. You have a model that you imitate. You have something that you want. We mostly do this in this sublimated fashion where we don't acknowledge any of it. It just happens below the surface. But this is how we imitate. We're going to focus on this mechanism as we start to explore other areas of mimetic desire and beyond. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and final thought. We will transition into our favorite topics of sex and violence. A little anecdote. For some of you who watch comedic films, ironically, there is a Will Ferrell movie from about 20 years ago called Semi-Pro. In the movie, Woody Harrelson plays a washed-up, formerly famous basketball player who's now playing for Will Ferrell's team. He's playing in, I think, Flint, Michigan, and his ex-girlfriend lives in town, who he still has a thing for. I know, shocking, he still wants to fuck his ex-girlfriend. Maybe he wants to date her too, but he certainly wants to fuck her. She's dating some random guy in town who happens to be the biggest fan of Woody Harrelson's character. He's played by Rob Corddry. What do you know? A little cuckold action, a little desire triangle forms, and Woody Harrelson starts to hook up with his ex girlfriend. Now, here's the interesting part. So, this is where we cross the Rubicon from athlete worship, big, great dude up there that we want to be like, to jealousy, desire, envy, reprisal. Rob Corddry's character eventually walks in on Woody Harrelson nailing his girlfriend, and he's excited for him. He loves the dude so much that he's excited to see Woody Harrelson fucking his girlfriend. And at the end of the movie, the climax of the film, after they've won the big game, he starts making out with Rob Corddry's girlfriend. And of course, Corddry is over the moon. It's a nice little snapshot of how these things intersect. It lands well because it speaks to this distinction that we understand when it comes to desire. This is a complex episode. You may want to watch it a couple of times. We will return on our familiar stopping ground of sex and violence when we come at you with more topics on mimetic desire. Thanks for listening.